Hi, I'm Chuck Dorsett for Weaver Leathercraft Supply, and this is the Leather Element. Send us a question, and once a week, we will do our best to give you a good answer. Now this week, great topic, a lot of confusion. I might be part of the problem here. But before we do that, let's jump back. Last week, I got to say thank you to a number of our viewers, but I missed our friends in the Ukraine. I apologize for that. So, Doje tubi dakuyu. Genuine, sincere, thank you for watching. Thank you for your comments. All right, so alcohol dye versus oil dye. Big confusion out there. They're both alcohol carriers. The big difference here is in an alcohol dye, just says leather dye on it, that's got a powder-based dye stuff or colorant, all right? Pro dye, oil dye. I know it's going to take me forever to break that habit. But the pro dye is an oil-based dye stuff or colorant. That fact alone is a game changer for us. And I'll show you exactly why. Now, alcohol dye is not a bad dye. It's just there are a couple issues there that I'm not happy with. First off, my colors. That's a light brown and a dark brown. I'm not sure which is the light brown, but if that's it, that's not a light brown. We're going to look at one here in just a minute. But also too, dark brown and black. I got to get pretty close before I can see that there's a color difference there. All right. Oxblood in alcohol, gorgeous. That is a beautiful color. But that leads us to our second problem. That piece of leather is hard as a brick or a rock. I don't even know what to say, but that's going to crack when it bends back. All right, so alcohol, very harsh on the leather. Last problem, the dye stuff. Powder-based. When our alcohol carrier sinks in, that's going to leave a little bit of that powder on the surface. That's rub off. We're going to have to clean and baby our alcohol dye project to get it to where it doesn't rub off. All right, let's do this. Let's jump over to the pro dye. I almost said oil dye again. But here's the thing. All I'm looking for in a dye is ease and outcome. That's it. This is going to take care of that for me. First off, our colors right there. There's 5 beautiful, rich earth tone browns. Easy enough, okay? Reds, greens, blues, yellows. They are red, green, blue, and yellow. Beautiful colors, all right? Second problem with the alcohol dye, we don't have over here. That leather feels just like it did before I dyed it. Just a hair stiffer. But in fact, it's not even stiff enough to be an issue. That's not going to be a problem. Again, look at that color consistency. We're leading up to a point here, all right? Last thing, oil dye stuff. That's going to wick in deep. It's not going to leave any powder on my surface. So rub off, virtually gone with the pro dye. Here's where we're going with all this, ease and outcome. I dip dye everything because it is super fast, very consistent, easy. All I do, let's say I've got a panel for a project. Dip that through my dye, lay it aside, walk away. I'm done. Because I trust that dye so much, that's going to be perfect every time. All right. Now, also with dip dyeing, every edge is covered. Every oblong, every chisel hole. You've probably seen a project where somebody's dyed the face and the edges, and that dye has wrapped around the back. You look at the back, terribly unfinished, very unprofessional. If I dip dye, every side, every edge. Beautiful and consistent. All right. Take that a step further. Satellite's one of my favorite top coats. It's a spray-on, lacquer base. So we have to be careful. If we go too heavy, that's really going to get glossy, and I'm not a big fan of that. But 2 very light coats, that is going to be a gorgeous top coat. But here's the thing. 4 or 5 seconds to dye a panel, 4 or 5 seconds to top coat it. How easy could that be? Ease and outcome. It's going to be consistent every time. I hope this is good information for you. Thank you so much for taking time to watch The Leather Element. Good luck with your projects.